Rob.
Rob and Slim Show. Nick Colletta.
Rob, Nick Colletta.
How
What's
you
up,
doing, Nick?
What's going on, boys? How you doing?
Just hanging out in this real bad heat we got. I hate it, dude. Last week we had the air condition on. The heat on. And like jackets. And this week it's like 95 degrees.
Now, where are you at? South Jersey, Rob?
Yeah. South Jersey, right by Long Beach Island.
Oh, okay, so you're down by LBI. Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
So who has the money? You were Slim.
Slim. He's the money.
Slim has the.
He's the money maker.
Slim's the money maker.
He's a
no comment.
He's a corporate show.
Yeah.
I'm just like entry level. He's like higher. He's high in a corporation. He's a real sellout.
Well, Rob, you know the good news. I got good news for you, Rob.
Ooh.
I just read a book. It's called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and what I took out of that book, the one quote I took out of that book is, surround yourself by smarter people than yourself. So, Rob, you're in good shape.
I don't know. Slim's really stupid, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think what you
correct.
mean is that I'm surrounding myself with smarter people.
Oh, that's great, Nick. Nick, you are a comedian and an actor in Philly, and you did stand up for over 30 years, correct?
Yeah, I am my 33rd year. Well, last year I got one show in, guys, because of the pandemic.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, it sucked. It really sucked. And what sucked even more was the acting. That got cut out too. Yeah. And comedy in Philadelphia during the summertime basically sucks. I mean, first off, let's start at number one. The pay gets cut because there's not that many people coming out. So now the comics' pay is cut.
Oh, wow.
Number two, if you really want to do comedy in the summertime, we got to come down where you guys are at. We got to come down to the Jersey Shore.
That's what I was going to ask. Does everyone come here from there? Pretty much?
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm in the position now where now that I get a Social Security check and a pension check, it's like, do I want to drive to Wildwood for a one-nighter?
Right? I always, it shocks me that people just want to come here for like a week. It's kind of lame.
Well, look, the Jersey, I grew up with the Jersey Shore, so the Jersey Shore's in my heart. I mean, you know, I'm a Wildwood kid. Every summer, Wildwood. I'd go down and see the great bands, you know, down there and everything like that. But do I really want to deal with that traffic on a Friday night, getting down to do the one show?
Yeah. And
then the 2 hour and a half ride back home for a couple $100.
Yeah.
It's not worth it to me. So summertime for comedy, to me, is dead. It's pretty much dead. My next show that I have booked is, unfortunately, September 11th.
Wow.
And, yeah, I'm doing a show on September 11th, and hopefully everybody will be vaccinated pretty much by then.
Have you gotten vaccinated, Nick?
Yes, I have.
Awesome.
Yes,
yeah, me too. Slim is a dirty he's an anti-vaxxer. He's
I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I just haven't gotten vaccinated.
He's just lazy.
I just lazy.
I just lazy.
Keep putting it off.
But that was the thing. Like, it's working full time. It's like, and then your day off. Do you really like wanna?
Well, that's where it comes down to for me. Is like, if I'm gonna get this, I'm not a guy that takes off from work. Like I can. Like my company is saying, like, hey, you can get the vaccine and take 3 days off. But being higher up in the company, I feel like that sets a bad example. So my thing is, okay, I'm going to get it before my 2 days off, but I'm like, do I want to feel like shit for my 2 days off? So I'm just torn.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Slim. I had the Pfizer shot, and the only thing that I had was a sore arm for 1 day. And that was it. Now, my wife got sick for 1 day, the day after she got the shot, which was on she got sick late that Friday. She had gotten it Thursday night. So she was able to get through work Friday. When she got home, that's when it hit her.
That's how mine happened.
She woke up Saturday morning. She was tap dancing and everything. Everything was good.
Awesome. Yeah, my kids got the Pfizer. My two older sons, Nick, got the Pfizer shot. And my older son, he only had a little soreness, like you said. My middle son was fine. I had the Johnson & Johnson, and for 3 days, I felt like I had COVID.
That was the story with me, Rob. Was I was holding out for the Johnson and Johnson, and then that the shit hit the fan with them, and you couldn't get that shot for a while. So now I'm dealing with the Department of Health in Philadelphia, and they want to send me cross city, not great neighborhoods and all of this, and I'm going, I'm going to wait because I pretty much quarantined myself. Now, I remember when this all went down last year, I was up in Brooklyn filming, and when I got back is when they shut everything down. And do you remember the first couple of weeks of that quarantine, how nervous and everything people were?
Yeah, it was crazy.
You remember? Yeah, I mean, I said this on another show. I'd look out the window and I'd see a guy walking down the street. I said to my wife, "Hey, what's this dude up to?
Yeah.
He breaking in the cars? What's he doing now?"
I heard a guy coughing outside. I'm like, what is he spreading the COVID? Like, yeah, it was freaky. It was real freaky.
It was just so that and it's destroyed. Now here's something that happened to me a couple of days ago. The hot water heater in my house went. So I called the company. It was still under warranty. I called the company. "Oh, we'll send you out the part. It'll take like 2 to 4 days." So I go, wait a minute. This thing ain't even a year old. It's under warranty. Why do I got to go 4 days without hot water? Yeah. So I called my plumber. He came out. He fixed it. Well, I thought he fixed it. It's not what he fixed is wrong with the hot water heater. So I called the company today and told them they had to send me a different part that they were going to send me out. And the woman said, "Yeah, we've been having a lot of problems because of COVID. A lot of the hot water heaters were made improperly." How the hell do you do that?
Right.
How do you do that to your consumers?
Yeah.
You put shabby stuff together because you only have a quarter of the workforce working or whatever?
Yeah. Wow.
Don't put your product out.
or has it always just sucked and they're just like, "Oh, we'll just tell people it's COVID."
It could be that too.
Rob, that's why you surround yourself by smarter people. So he's got a good point right
Slim
there.
is pretty good at that. Yeah, I like that.
So Slim, you're on to something, buddy. That's a definite excuse that they're all going to use.
Yeah, well, that is everything. Just like you said, Nick. Like my parents wanted new doors on their house, and like the guy to just come check it out was like, it took 3 weeks, and yeah, everything because of COVID. Everything's maybe he's just like real lazy and drinks a lot and doesn't show up to work.
I'm waiting to wake up, and this thing is just not on our planet anymore, and we can go back. Because I just turned 62. Don't be screwing with my later years.
Right? Yeah.
Come on, man. How many more do I got? don't make me sit in a house for a freaking year and lose my not my livelihood, but fun.
Yeah.
I have fun when I go do things. Yeah. When I do stand-up, when I act, I have fun. Now you're cutting that off. I'm 62 years old. I'll be laying on my deathbed. I really won't have any regrets, but now I'm going to have one. I'm going to go, God damn it, 2020. 2020. Son of a bitch. I wish I could have had that year back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Doing comedy over 30 years, though, Nick, does it ever get old?
No, it doesn't get... Well, here's what's been going on with me with this. I do a character. I do a character called Nicky Attitude, and I used to run a comedy club. My buddy owned one, and he's the one that actually set me up in comedy. He gave me stage time, let me be the house MC. This is back in like 88. And so I do a character. And, he's got an attitude about the government. He's got an attitude about people that are, just nasty people. So my character basically is, like Dice Clay and all them guys were doing characters back in the day, and I thought, I should do a character. So I did this character, and it plays really well with the crowd. Who likes to pay taxes? Okay, so I get them right there. Talk about not wanting to pay tax. But I'd say in the last 10 years, I've been doing more of a Rickles act, where I mess with the people because of my acting and doing improv and all that kind of crap. I could talk with people, and if you do it the right way and don't be a jerk about it and just pick on somebody. I don't pick on people, I talk with them, but I get my jabs in, and I'm entertaining myself up there now.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
because I'm improvising, so I don't know what's coming out of my mouth.
That's
What
great.
usually does is, I don't know, people are finding it funny, so I'm having a good time with it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's why I was wondering, like, if doing it for that long, does it ever get like, oh, I gotta get out
Well,
there again.
you take things out, you put things in. Listen, stand-up comedy is probably one of the hardest things in life to do. Have you ever done it, Rob?
I actually was going to once, and the club I went to, I didn't know when I got there. I told them it was my first time ever doing open mic. I didn't know you had to be in a meeting. That you had to sit down and go in this meeting, and I was never there, so they never called me up for that. And then the headliner was Jim Brewer. And, my friends started asking the people why I wasn't called up. And they were like, well, he wasn't at the meeting. I'm like, nobody told me I had to be at the meeting. And then they offered for me to go up after Jim. And I'm like, I'm not going up after Jim Brewer.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to go up after Jim Brewer.
That's suicide. So I never, they even offered me, the club, offered me to go up anytime and do it. I just never went back.
No, I'm sorry you had a bad experience with that. But getting back to that, it's probably the toughest art form. I say this to a lot of people. Go into a room and try to make 200 strangers laugh. It's really hard to do. I always get these guys after the show come, oh, yeah, my friends tell me I ought to be a comic. They tell me I'm really funny. And I try to be nice to everybody. I try to, I'm a karma guy. So what you put out there, you're going to get back. So I try to be nice. And I'm saying to the guy, I always say to the guy, yeah, you should give it a try. But inside my head, the little gerbil that's going around the wheel is saying, yeah, dude, if you could bring all your friends to the club the night you're performing, you'll do well.
Yes.
But try to do it with 200 strangers and let me see how funny you are.
I also heard, I think it was Bob Levy say, like, if your friends tell you should do comedy, that's not a reason to do it. That's not the reason to get up there.
Me and Bobby go way back.
Nice.
I started out with Bobby back in the day. I was doing firehouses with Bobby.
Wow.
In the late 80s, early 90s, before he hit it big.
Yeah.
Bobby's a good dude, man.
Yeah,
Bobby's
we've met him a
good
couple
guy.
times. He's a cool dude just to have a conversation with and talk to. I was going to ask, too, I got to give a big shout out to S. Anthony Thomas. And I found you through his show. And have you worked with S. Anthony?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we used to work together. I used to have him up the club all the time. He used to come up open mic nights, and I told S. Anthony on the show. I'm sure you heard it. He was Patrice O'Neal before Patrice O'Neal.
Yes.
Patrice O'Neal was a great comic. I'm not taking anything away from that man.
Yeah.
He's top 25 maybe. Top 20, top 15, top 10, however you want to rate him. But S. Anthony was doing that same act in 1986, 87.
Wow.
I don't think Patrice was even on stage then.
Yeah.
S. Anthony was so young that he was just talking about, shit that went on that day or whatever. He would just grab the mic and talk. He wasn't like doing, like I said before, your 3 7-Eleven jokes and your 2 other stock jokes and getting off. He was just talking real life stuff.
Yeah.
And we'd stand in the back and we say, this dude's got something, man. You got to be yourself. You got to be yourself. Now, is Nicky Attitude myself? In a way, it is. Because I'm from Philly. I got an attitude.
Yeah. I was going to say,
everybody from Philly does.
You turn it up 10 notches, but yeah, it's still you. It's still got to be you.
It's still you. As long as it's you, it's still you. I'll tell you, I've been doing my research on you guys. I watched a lot of your shows on YouTube. I think you guys do a really great job. But the one interview that I really dug was with the guy from Sirius XM, Eric Alper.
Yes.
Is that his name?
Yes, that was our the last show we did. We had him on. He was a really cool guy.
Dude, that guy, what I respect a lot about that dude, and it's also because I do it too, is he knew in high school what he wanted to do. It was amazing. He knew, and he set goals for himself.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do. You have to set goals for yourself. And it's best to put them up on a wall so you can see them every day. So you can't just forget about them. Oh yeah, I'm trying. Like last year's goal before COVID hit was I wanted to get on like a bit part on a regular TV show, a weekly TV show. I wanted my agent to get me something up in New York where I can go up in New York and film a couple days and then come back to Philly because I never want to leave Philly.
I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask if you ever would move if you got an offer in New York or like L.A.
Well, I got plenty of friends out in L.A., so I can go out in L.A., do my thing, and come back. But I don't think I'd ever leave Philly.
Okay.
Dude, you know why you never leave Philly? Because in L.A. and New York, you get the knife in your back. In Philly, you see it coming right for your face, and that's what I want.
Right? That brutal honesty, yeah.
Is it? I actually think that's something as Anthony Thomas has told us that like L.A. is just fake.
Yeah.
Like, very fake compared to like where we are here in Jersey, Philadelphia, where we're just like, I'll get the fuck out of my face, asshole. Like,
Slim, I got a funny story for you. The guy that owned the comedy club that I owned moved out to L.A. Now, this guy was the funniest MFer you've ever talked to, but he didn't have the balls to go up on stage and do it. But I grew up with him. I mean, I've known him for 47 years. And when he moved out to L.A., he had people in L.A., actors and everything, wanting him to teach them how to have that East Coast edge.
wow.
It is.
How to have that East Coast edge because of just the way they are out there.
It's a little exotic, yeah. When you go somewhere else, you don't realize that. It's like people think it's awesome.
Yeah, Philly's. You know, I said it on this Anthony show. Philly is without a doubt the most important city in the world, in my opinion. Well, because one, I'm from here and I'll always defend it, but this is where everything started, man. For our country, this is where everything started. Sure. You know, you'll get, you know, I had my Boston comedy. Oh, well, we had that Boston Tea Party. We started the revolution. No, you didn't. You had a tea party. You shut up.
You had tea.
That's all you had. You threw a couple cases of tea into the river. Okay, I was there. I saw where you threw the tea into. Okay, no big deal. Come to Gettysburg. Come to where all the battles were.
Yeah.
Come to where the Constitution was drawn up. Come down to Philadelphia where all the great minds were. Come on, man. Boston ain't crap compared to Philadelphia. None of these cities are, in my opinion.
I even think
that's my opinion.
I love that opinion, though. I think that's a great opinion to have.
Nick, I was just gonna say, so between the three cities close by me that I've been to, like Atlantic City, New York City, Philadelphia. Philadelphia is my favorite. I have the most fondest memories of Philadelphia, going to see shows and beer fest. And I've gone to beer fest in Atlantic City, but Philadelphia just takes the cake. Like, I have so many stories from things that I've gone to in Philadelphia versus things I went to in Atlantic City or even in New York. Like, Philly's the best.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Slim. You know, since you are a world traveler.
Right. Yeah. I went all around the world. Philly, Atlantic City, and New York.
I don't even consider Atlantic City a city.
Little triangle there. Well, city's in the name, Rob.
Yeah,
what did you like about Philadelphia, Slim? I got to ask you. What did you like about Philly?
It's just the atmosphere.
It's got a cool club scene too, like concerts and stuff. I did go when I was younger. When I first moved down here, to like a lot of concerts out there, like the Troc, I think it was, and a couple other spots.
Yeah.
Well, we were in Philly recently together, right?
Live Aid. Wow. In '85 at JFK.
Wow.
Probably
I was at Live Aid in '85 at JFK.
Nice.
Awesome.
I've been to some concerts, man. I was Queen's Night at the Opera tour. I was 20 feet from Freddie Mercury's piano. I was 2 rows behind the orchestra pit at the Tower Theater.
That's amazing.
During the Night of the Opera tour. The next year, they came back to Philly at the Civic Center, and Thin Lizzy opened up for them. Okay? Now, Thin Lizzy, I don't know if you guys know who that is, but they're a great band. I think Irish band. The one, Phil Lonnitz, I think, is an Irishman.
Yeah.
But they had The Boys Are Back in Town and, you know, all that, you know, all those songs. Well, they open up the show at the Civic Center for Queen. They're Queen's opening act. And they open up with their song called Jailbreak. Tonight there's going to be a jailbreak. And, like, the sirens are going. It's dark. The sirens. And they come out and they kick ass. I mean, they kick ass. I turned to my buddy. I go, dude, I don't know if Queen's going to be able to follow that, man. That was just too much. And then, of course, Freddie came out and just, you know, shredded the place like he always does.
Oh, man.
He was such a great performer, dude. He was such a great performer.
That would be some, if I can go back and see anybody live at Queen, and I would definitely do Nirvana because they were like, Kirk died right before I started like going to concerts and stuff. So that was a bummer that I never got to see them live.
Yeah. My regret on my deathbed will be that I never got to see Sly and the Family Stone play live, because that is one funky band.
Yeah, they have some amazing songs.
That can get a bedridden person dancing. That group there.
Nick, I was gonna ask too. When you started acting, it was pretty like 7 years ago, right?
What happened was I did a comedy show. I did stand up, and a guy comes up to me after the show, and he says, "Listen, we're having auditions tomorrow for this web series, and I think you'd be really good in it." And I'm like, "Okay, you know how you get people coming up to you after shows and telling you stupid racist jokes that you should tell this, and all this kind of crap." Well, this guy comes up to me and hits me with this. And he gives me his card, and he says, "This is the address." He goes, "You should really, if you want to try acting." I said, "Well, I always wanted." So I talked it over with my wife. So I go to the audition the next day, and it was for a hitman. If you've seen my pictures, if you see me on IMDb, you see me on Backstage, I got photos up there where I look like the Don.
Yeah.
I look like, I'm full Italian, I'm part Sicilian. I fit the bill. So anyway, I go to the audition. It was for a hitman, and I told some stupid jokes to the director-writer. I said to him, I go, "Dude, I got more hits than Pete Rose. I'm making like all these stupid jokes that fit a hitman, you know what I mean?" And this was on a Saturday. I get a call on a Tuesday from the writer-director. "Hey, listen, I'm not going to cast you in the role as the hitman." And I'm sitting there punching myself in the face. "You shouldn't have told them jokes, you idiot." He goes, "I'm going to put you in the lead role of the mob boss of Philadelphia."
Wow.
I said, "Hold on, Sparky." I said, you know that I never acted before, right? This is my first time. He goes, "I'll direct you. Don't worry about it." Well, opening night when the series premiered and I saw myself on stage, there was 6 episodes. I was in 4 of them. I saw myself on stage. It was like I wanted to sink in the seat because I saw how bad my acting was. I was just waiting to deliver my lines, waiting for my turn to talk. And that's not acting. And I turned to my wife and I said, "Look, if I want to do this, which I really want to do, I got to go to school." So I went and looked up a school, found the best school in Philadelphia, which is Playhouse West. Retired from my job. I started in November of 15. I retired from the Teamsters in January of 16 because I did 25 years and I was eligible for the top pension. What's the point of working more if I'm not going to get more in my pension?
Exactly. That's awesome.
So, and I've had some doozy day jobs. Like I did that for 25 years. I made deliveries like UPS.
Yeah.
That's basically what my job. But I was also a chauffeur bodyguard. I did that for a few years. I had one of the biggest, I know you see his commercials. I don't want to drop any names. I want to protect the guilty. But one of the top injury lawyers, I'll just give you 88. Okay, all right, don't mention no names. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm chauffeuring him. And first day in New York, I come out of the tunnel. Coming up like 8th or 9th Avenue, I forget what avenue it was. There is a homeless guy taking a crap in the middle of the street. And I say to myself, I said it out loud in the car. He's in the back reading the paper. I said it out loud in the car. I said, "Oh, my God." He looks over his paper. He sees what the homeless guy's doing. He puts his head back down in the paper. He goes, "I guarantee you that is not the strangest thing you will see today." And I'm going, "Oh, boy, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun." And my job was to drop him off at his office. We'd get up to New York at 2 o'clock, and he would say to me, "Do whatever you want to do. Just come back at 8 o'clock to pick me up." So I'm up in New York with 6-7 hours to kill.
Oh, wow.
What am I going to do? I pretty much visited every peep show in New York, so what am I going to do? So I'm only kidding about the peep shows. Listening. But anyway, so one night I'm walking right by the garden, Madison Square Garden, and this guy's setting these velvet ropes up. And I said, so I go, yo, what's going on? He goes, oh, we're having a party for Morgan Freeman for Shakespeare. I go, really? I go, here? He goes, yeah. I go, oh, okay. So I just stood in front of behind the velvet rope. And this old woman stood next to me. She's like my grandmother. She was about maybe 4'11", 4'10". And she had like this Bible. It was a book. It was like thicker than a Bible with all these autographs in it. And she was showing it to me. She goes, yeah, I got to get Morgan Freeman's tonight. And I said, oh, okay. So the limos would pull up, people would get out of the car, and the woman from E! Entertainment would go up to the person and say, what is your favorite Shakespeare play? And they would say it, right? So we're standing there. A limo pulls up. Iggy Pop gets out of the limo.
Wow.
Now, Iggy Pop I'm a big fan of Iggy Pop's, but Iggy is trashed. Iggy's trashed, right? So the woman says to him, Iggy, what's your favorite Shakespeare play? And he's like on Pluto. He's not answering anything. And now I got the little woman to my right now, and I got the whole press corps to my left, taking pictures of people getting out of the limo and everything. So the woman goes, Iggy, so what's your favorite Shakespeare play? And he's not answering. I yelled out, ask him what day it is, just to get the ball rolling. Come on. So Iggy gives me a bad look, gives me a stare. I felt like saying, Iggy, I'm sorry, I'm a big fan, but I didn't say anything to him, right? So he goes in, meets Salt and Pepper, Savoy Glover, all these people. Morgan Freeman finally shows up, right? So he's talking to the woman from me. He's starting to walk up. The little woman to my right says to him, Mr. Friedman, could I have your autograph? He walks right by her. I put my arm out and almost grab his arm, and I stop him. I said, Mr. Friedman. He looks at me. I go, could you sign my grandmother's autograph book for her? And he looks down there. He goes, oh, sure. And he signed the book for her and went on his way. And it was like she was so thrilled. The look on her face like she hit the lottery.
That's awesome.
It just made my day.
Nick, that's amazing. That's an amazing story. You have to wrap this up, dude, but it has been a blast talking to you.
Dude, it's been a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of your show.
Thank you.
Slim, I would like to hear more from you. I think you're the smartest guy in that room, brother.
Absolutely.
We need to hear more from Slim. Not taking Rob's great interview skills away. Rob, you're a good interviewer, dude.
Thanks
I watch
a lot,
your interviews, and I've done plenty of these. You're a really good interview, dude.
Thank you, my friend.
Really good job. Both of you guys, though. I wish you all the luck with your podcast. I want everybody to succeed.
I'd love to have you back sometime. Where can everybody find you, Nick?
Dude, you find me on Facebook, Nick Colletta. You could find me on IMDb, Nick Colletta, and you can find me on Backstage.
Awesome.
Nick Colletta, Colletta.
Perfect, and definitely keep us posted if you got new gigs coming out and stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm filming in July. Dream Block Productions is coming up from Miami, and I think I might have something with them in July next month. So
awesome.
Yeah, things are looking up, guys. Now that the pandemic is finally getting out of our way.
Yeah. Have a good one, Nick.
All right, brothers. You guys have a good one. Love your show. Talk to you.
Love you too, man.
Have a good one.
Talk soon.